get started.
Hey, hello. Let's do this. I've decided that I'm gonna play a little drinking game. I'm on a bit of a time crunch here because I have to go to work tomorrow morning. And so I gotta get drunk enough to tell a great, funny story about the history of something, but also not too drunk where I can't function at work tomorrow. So we're gonna just try and like condense it, and then I hydrate a bunch at the very end or something. I don't know. I've decided to do a Bob's Burgers drinking game because I'm currently watching that, so I might as well just hit two birds with one stone, get drunk and catch up on the episodes. I'll be taking shots of Captain Morgan's Caribbean Coconut Rum. TVtropes.org gave me a game, so it's got lots of rules, but take a drink every time you see a burger. Take a drink every time Bob's mustache is mentioned. Take a drink every time the burger of the day is mentioned. Take a drink every time Gina mentions his penis. Take a drink every time Gina uses her voice. Take a drink every time Jimmy has to kiss off Bob. Every time Tina makes someone feel uncomfortable. And I will not remember any of those. Let's get started! Okay, we are gonna watch the episode She-Shank Redemption. Linda's new routine of diet and exercise gives her gastrointestinal trouble on the day of a parent-teacher-student conferences. I don't plan on drinking this whole bottle, so I'm gonna take a couple maybe 2, 3. Then I just switch to soju. But let me just prep this. And let's get started.
And Tammy said horses are just boring zebras, and one of us got her hair pulled in.
Okay, I think Tina just mentioned a horse, so I don't know if that gets something. Yep. Take a drink every time Tina's love for horses is mentioned. First shot! Oh god, this is huge. Goddamn. Okay, let's keep going.
If it helps, you don't even have to worry about punishing us because detention was rough. It was rough. They didn't let us get water. More than some.
Louise is being sarcastic. Here we go.
And there were no pastries at all, not even a bear claw.
I did.
Sorry, Teddy. We're quietly and obediently doing our work like good children.
But if you want some advice, maybe just that thought.
I wish that Louise wasn't so sarcastic. Okay. I've taken 3 shots of Captain Morgan's. I'm fucking done. I'm going to fucking soju, okay?
Take it easy, sir. Who brought this guy?
He said, oh my god.
Eating healthy, but it made me have this juice now. I tried to
We're at the end.
selfie, but I landed in a Who Scout.
I know I'm gonna be blurry, but what about, right?
I'm gonna make it.
Okay, and we're back. I changed clothes, went into my PJs to just prepare for going to sleep immediately after this. Not after chugging a bunch of water. And maybe some ibuprofen to help with the hangover. I'm gonna take another shot just in case. No, that should get us there. Bitch! Bottoms up. Okay, so the history of coffee. I I've gone through 2 trainings of like coffee knowledge, and I've retained 2% of it, and then the rest I looked up on the internet. So it like started in Ethiopia when like a king or something like had a goat boy, goat shepherd man, like watching his goats. His goats ate like the berries off of a tree, and it happened to be a coffee plant. And then the goats started like dancing all around, super energetic and not wanting to go to sleep. They were like acting crazy. Something maybe you didn't know is caffeine is a drug. It's just a socially acceptable drug. And so I technically am a drug dealer. And something maybe people don't know is coffee beans are actually a cherry, and the pit of the cherry is a coffee bean. And within that bean holds the caffeine. So the goats were eating it, and then the farm boy also ate some and was like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. It's amazing. King tried it and was like, holy shit, we gotta monopolize on this bitch. Something maybe you also didn't know is depending on the region and the climate and the terroir, which is basically like all the elements factoring into growing a coffee plant, affect the taste of coffee. And so then eventually, I guess the Europeans got a hold of it, and then like coffee houses were a thing. Coffee houses were like seen as the metropolis of like education. And so like coffee houses got the name of like something like the School of Knowledge or some shit like that. I think it was called like a penny university because you could buy coffee for fairly cheap and then engage in these intellectual conversations. There were like a billion, trillion coffee houses that existed, and it was already just like a thriving economy. And then eventually like the French wanted to get a hold of it, so then someone of the like the Arabian Peninsula or something like that gifted the King Louis to something, a coffee plant, and so then his wife sneakily like gives him coffee beans and a bouquet of flowers, and it's enough to see $1 trillion industry. I don't know how many beans were fucking like planted in that bouquet of flowers, but it must have been a shit ton. Because then the French got a hold of it, and they also still didn't want to share because they're greedy. And then they brought it to the Americas somehow. So then there was like the first wave of coffee, and first wave is like very basic, like just like I guess like Oregon Trail like coffee that you just make and then you use it for purely its caffeine. And then second wave coffee came, and second wave is your like Starbucks, which definitely industrializes it and commercializes it, but it's not like the same. And then you have third wave coffee, which is what I work in currently. It's specialty coffee, and it's celebrating the origin of the bean, the tasting profile of the like, I don't even know. When you're in specialty coffee, you have to taste the espresso when you get on shift, and you get espresso in the form of espresso, and you shorten it to spro, so sometimes you get sproed out, which is when you've tasted so many shots of espresso that you're just like, your body is just like buzzed with the caffeine, and you can't identify what you're tasting accurately. Quote by Thomas Jefferson, coffee, the favorite drink of the civilized world. So America was using coffee as propaganda since the beginning of time. So there you go. That's the history of coffee. Just want to say happy birthday, Paige. I miss every single day that I'm not in Korea performing improv with such a great group, because that's how I met you. And I miss you a whole bunch of ton.